We've seen that nice rally that started on Wednesday, and it seems there's a bit of a rebound in risk appetite as the week draws to a close.
Absolutely, Stephen. Very, very nice recovery. And I think it's because, in the Eurozone, the ECB president yesterday came out, reassuring the markets that, they'll have liquidity in the 1 month, 1 week and 3 month area, and that, there will be some buying of Eurozone bonds. So I think that was a very nice reassurance for the market. Also, the US data came out that was very positive and showed a recovery in that economy also. So that has translated into our markets today, and we're up really nicely this morning.
And of course, this all really kicks off with that manufacturing data that came out on Tuesday, I think it was, and we had China, we had Europe, we had the UK, of course, our own PMI also picking up quite nicely. So it looks like there is a bit of momentum gathering in this data.
Yes, very positive momentum happening there. Eurozone PMI also came out today, very much in line with expectations, but it looked slightly better, which just shows a very nice recovery in the general economy. So good news all around, a little bit more risk appetite coming back into our markets. That's why we're seeing a nice uptick today, and also our currency also benefiting quite a bit from that.
And of course, we did have a Spanish bond auction yesterday, and that appears to have been quite well bid.
Yes, I think also on the back of the European or the ECB, let me put it that way, saying that they will come out and try and support Eurobonds issues or issues of bonds in the Eurozone, and that was pretty good. It brought down the yields of Portugal, Spain, as well as Ireland.
And of course, the Eurozone was just one of the risks that the market faced as we started this week. One of the other big risks was North Korea, South Korea. That seems to have died down for the time being. Is the market looking past this?
No, I think they're looking past it temporarily, unless if there's something else that occurs in that area. But also, I think the other risk to the market is China, perhaps putting in more stringent measures to try and curb their economy. So I think, it's still, nobody's forgotten what has happened. Nobody's forgotten that the Eurozone is in a little bit of trouble. But I think the reassurances that we've gotten has helped markets move forward and brought back a lot of momentum into our current markets.
Well, just taking a look at some of the momentum in some share prices, and one of the biggest gainers a short while ago was African Bank Investments, and that share was up 4% just a short while ago. They were out with a sales update, and it looks like the market has responded favourably to those numbers.
Yes, certainly has. I think it was up about 3.75% the last time I looked at it. But yes, nice sales momentum there. They're up 60% in October and November on the sales, the credit sales side, and up about 33% from a comparable period last year. So yes, I think that has been very well received in the market, and just showing that there's a nice recovery happening there. The new business developments that they're doing there, they've increased their number of customers. So very, very nice showing there, and we'll see in February with their results as to how they did.
And of course, this is a company that's really exposed to unemployment in South Africa, because lots of their customers are people who had lost their jobs. So it also gives us a little bit of a picture of what the economy is doing at this stage, and ties really in with the recovery we're seeing.
Yes, absolutely, Stephen. But I think, it is cautiously optimistic at the moment, and those results do show that there is some kind of recovery happening. Perhaps now the lower interest rates are starting to really seep into and be translated and across to the final consumer. And, we're trying to see whether they will be able to sustain that going forward.
Richemont was up also very nicely, over 2% just a short while ago. What's pushing that Richemont share price higher? Any reason for that?
Yes, the Swiss GDP numbers came out, and they were better than expected. So we've seen a lot of improvement in that economy. And also, I think what's important is that consumer spending has also recovered quite a bit, and actually helped mitigate the losses in the exports in that economy. And that has been translated quite nicely into Richemont. And also, I think it's in perspective of the coal global market, with improved retail sales out of USA yesterday, as well as the rest of the world economy. We've seen a nice uptick for the consumer there. So, with such luxury goods, we would expect that to translate into those stocks. So we're definitely seeing that at the moment.
And of course, we had Richemont reporting back results last month, and they were pretty good results. And of course, we did have the chairman, Johan Rupert, being quite cautious going forward for that group. But I think he is a gent that is known to be quite cautious, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, they are quite cautious. They know that quarter four may not necessarily be as good. I think the Swiss franc is what is giving them a bit of a problem at the moment. But going forward, also the heads of state in Switzerland also said that they expect a kind of pullback in quarter four and perhaps a more subdued 2011 figures. But I think these kind of nice surprises that happen where there's improvement and in the economy translates well into stocks like Richmond.
Now, of course, African Rainbow Minerals up 6% yesterday, so that was the biggest gainer on the top 40 yesterday. That share creeping higher today as well. It's up by over 1% as we head into the afternoon. What's driving African Rainbow Minerals?
I think there's rumours in the market that there's a potential merger with Assure Limited, and I think I haven't seen any corporate data, official corporate data coming out warning us of this potential merger. So it's just market speculation at the moment, but it has certainly been well received because the implications of synergies there are very positive. So I think we're just seeing market reaction to that, and it's up quite strongly. So perhaps there is some truth in there.
And of course, that would be nice for African Rainbow Minerals, really expanding its asset base in South Africa, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, going into iron ore, manganese, and all those kind of offerings. So yeah, it's a very good deal. Should it really be true, and should it actually pan out?
Of course, everything looking good at the moment. We have non-farm payrolls coming out this afternoon, so the DAR future's down a little bit ahead of those numbers. What's the market expecting, and do you think this could actually change the direction if those come out worse than expected?
I think the market is very optimistic at the moment. With the recent data that we've seen out of the United States has been very positive. Yesterday, the initial jobless claims showed an increasing trend, in the employment data of the United States. So the expectation, taking the whole month of November into consideration, is that we will see quite a steady improvement in non-farm payrolls, and we've also got the unemployment rate coming out, and the expectation there should to be steady at 9.6%. So I think the market is quite optimistic about what will happen later on at about 3:30 when we see those figures.
And of course, unemployment is really still one of the missing links in the recovery in the United States, isn't it? We really need to see those jobs numbers picking up if we are going to see a sustained recovery.
Absolutely. I think if these figures are sustained, we'll see the market rally quite a bit beyond, for instance, in the top 40 in South Africa, beyond the 28,000, which has been a resistance level for us. And we'll see that, a great improvement in worldwide economies in terms of sentiment, in terms of momentum. And I think that, all eyes really are on the sustainability of non-farm payrolls data and unemployment data in the United States, because fundamentally that has really not changed that much.